I know this is coming really late, but here's my full review of the Ugandan Airlines London-Gatwick flight. I started off what was supposed to be an 8 a.m. flight on the road in the evening because my flight got delayed. Nonetheless, I was determined to really enjoy this experience, so I headed straight to the lounge after checking in my luggage and ordered a tomato soup and Diet Coke. After that, I just roamed around since this was my first time in the Gatwick airport and window shop before heading to the boards to check for my gate. They hadn't released any information yet, so I headed back to the lounge for my actual dinner, and this was actually a really good selection. Following dinner, the lounge actually closed, which is apparently something that just happened, so back to the boards I went, and of course they still hadn't released any information. I was actually getting really stressed out, but we did eventually get the gate number, and before I knew it, I was on the plane. One thing I have to hand to Uganda Airlines is the service, which was a 10 out of 10. As soon as I was seated, I was welcomed with a glass of juice and a hot towel. After another slight delay, we were in the air and dinner was served. Now, I don't actually remember much about dinner, but I did quite enjoy it. I believe I got the beef and potato option. Of course, I started with the bread, which I was actually kind of disappointed in, but then again, I'm not a big bread person. Next, I tried the potato cubes, which were phenomenal, before moving on to the beef, which was actually really tender and paired really well with the dry red. They also provided a side of what I believe was steamed vegetables and chicken, and if I remember correctly, I actually enjoyed this a bit more than the main. And then of course, I finished dessert, which was this incredible chocolate cake before getting settled in for the night. I started off by checking the airline toiletry bag, which was stacked with compression socks, a sleeping eye mask, and thankfully a toothbrush and toothpaste before moving on to mine. There was no way I was skipping my nighttime skincare routine even while on a plane. I did buy this Summer Fridays jet lag essential set, which I really enjoyed trying. I got kind of spooked there with the lights turning off, but it came with an eye cream, a face mist, and of course the iconic jet lag mask. To end the night, I threw on the road eye patches, which are a new favorite of mine, before getting comfy and cozy for some sleep. And then before I knew it, it was morning and we were landing soon, so of course I had to freshen up in the bathroom. They were offering an assortment of beverages for breakfast, but I had to get coffee because there isn't anything quite as perfect as Ugandan coffee. Overall, I genuinely enjoyed flying with Uganda Airlines. I thought the service was impeccable, the food was pretty good, and the seats themselves were comfortable. I wish I could recommend them, but the delays and lack of communication can really throw your schedule off, so I hope they can improve that specific area. And of course, special shout out to my mom for waiting in the airport and picking me up despite all the delays. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!